Good afternoon, meteorologist Nicholas Herboso. We thank you for joining us here on Next Weather. This is Thursday, and we're here in the month of February, and we're in a spring-like pattern. This is really something interesting that's been happening with our weather recently. We've been very warm, and every single morning we have had some kind of fog. And now we have a dense fog advisory that has been issued. This one, a new one. It's just been issued. This will start at 10 p.m. tonight and go until 9 a.m. Here on Next Weather today, I do want to break down our dense fog advisory, what we're expecting, also the mechanisms behind the fog that we are getting. Just kind of explain a little bit about what is happening right now, because it is really quite foggy, and this is something that we typically see during the springtime. So we thank you so much for joining us here. We are live on Facebook as well, so be sure to say hi in the Facebook chat, where we're a little bit more than 10 minutes away now from our 3 p.m. Fox 10 live show, which I will be on. We'll be talking more about the fog, of course, as well there. So, dense fog advisory, just mentioned it, until 9 a.m. tomorrow on your Friday. Your morning commute on Friday morning could see some interruptions from this dense fog advisory. I want to take you to the enhanced fog futurecast here. It's the enhanced fogcast. Overnight tonight, you see all that red area? That red area is half-mile visibility or less. That is extremely dense fog. Our fog futurecast really aggressive today, and I mean really aggressive in putting out some pretty dense fog across much of the area. You see those visibilities, especially in our coastal areas where it starts, but then it spreads inland, and then inland areas start to see some development overnight tonight. It is widespread dense fog that is possible. This forecast model is extremely aggressive. So much like we saw last night, we will see it again tonight, mild conditions and the fog that is around. There you can see by 10 a.m., this forecast model still tries to hang on to some of the fog. I think by 10 o'clock, a lot of the fog will start to dissipate here. But this forecast model does keep with it, so just keep that in mind. Now, the mechanism behind this fog, we know that our temperatures have been quite a bit warmer than they usually are. Our average temperature is in the low 60s, almost middle 60s now. Our water temperatures are in the low 60s, or right around 60 degrees. So this is a recipe for fog. Here's the kind of setup, what happens. We have the slightly cooler water temperatures, and then this push of warm moist air that is going right over that cooler water surface. Therefore, we get fog that develops. And with our southerly wind that we have right now, this fog advects or moves onto land. So we can call it advection fog. This is the kind of fancy name for it. Either way, it's fog that develops near the water, especially near the bays where the water temperature is even cooler, with the water coming out of the rivers like the delta. That fog develops over that cooler water. That warm, moist air pushes over and pushes it inland. So that's just kind of the setup for the fog that we have that is developing across our area. Kind of an interesting setup. This is a very typical springtime setup for the Gulf Coast. We're just getting it now because we're having this bout of warmer temperatures. Look at the morning lows over the next 5 days. That is in the low 60s. That is just below our average afternoon high temperature. And this is the morning temperature to just kind of stress the point that it is really quite mild out there. Afternoon temperatures really getting up there. Look at the average temperature, 64 degrees, our departure from normal down at the bottom of the bar there. Around 10 degrees, almost 15 degrees on Sunday. That is some extremely warm temperatures that we are expecting over the next 7 days at least here on the Gulf Coast. Here's a look at the forecast highs for tomorrow. This is, of course, your Friday. If you have Friday plans, we're expecting mainly cloudy conditions and temperatures that are in the 70s. And remember, that setup of advection fog in the morning, especially near our coastal areas, and then we're just going to have more widespread fog that develops. The morning will have fog. That dissipates in the afternoon. Then we get those temperatures in the 70s with mostly cloudy skies. I do want to get you to this. This is Sunday afternoon, Super Bowl Sunday. You see temperatures near 80 degrees on Sunday. This is very possible that we will be dealing with some very, very warm temperatures, so I hope you're ready for it. We've been talking about this for quite a while, and here we go. Those temperatures right around 80 degrees. By the way, Sunday, of course, is Super Bowl Sunday. If you are heading out to New Orleans to check out the Super Bowl at the Superdome, the Caesars Superdome there in New Orleans, it is going to be a very mild Super Bowl. Now, of course, this game is inside the lovely Superdome. But if you're out and about near the stadium, getting into the stadium, if you're at the French Quarter before the game or after the game, it is going to be mild. This is not jacket weather. We'll have some clouds around, and we might have some fog still around, so be ready for that. But overall, this is going to be a very mild feel in New Orleans on the day of the Super Bowl, on Super Bowl Sunday. So if you're heading out there this weekend, understand mild is the main story. In fact, a little bit warm in the afternoons, especially on that side of Lake Pontchartrain there, where temperatures will be in the 70s in the afternoon. So kind of a warm feel there for Super Bowl Sunday. Current conditions right now, just kind of getting you updated on what's happening. We have some showers that are ongoing in some of our inland spots. Temperatures are in the upper 70s right now, so it is really mild. Here's your futurecast, planning out your afternoon, evening, overnight, tonight, and into tomorrow. So we have that isolated shower chance lasting in our inland spots. Then all this white you see, that is fog, that develops across the entire area, and it's just very dense fog. We have that dense fog advisory that has been issued, especially near those coastal areas. This will last through the overnight and into the morning hours on Friday. Then we go to Friday evening here. You can see just a few clouds around. And then again on Friday evening, we see more fog that develops. So the afternoon, not expecting really any weather impacts. Overnights, when we see the fog each and every night, and even into Saturday morning. This green you see is actually not rain. This is the forecast model picking up on the fog, the really dense fog. It sometimes does that where it shows green because there's so much moisture there that thinks about, the model thinks it's rain. That's just the dense fog. So just a heads up over the next few mornings. That is going to be the deal. Some dense fog each and every afternoon. Other events happening. We have a parade happening on Dauphin Island on Saturday. That is the People's Parade on Dauphin Island. It's a 1 p.m. roll-off there. Looks like great weather for the parade. It is going to be foggy in the morning, so if you're down there super early, just be aware of that. But it is a 1 p.m. parade, so by the time we get towards the afternoon, temperatures will be in probably the 60s on the island. Should be comfortable. A very warm Super Bowl Sunday there. Then after that, we do get a rain chance next week. I'll go ahead and head to the 10-day outlook here, and you can see how this shapes up. By the way, Friday is Valentine's Day. There's your heads up. But temperatures staying around 70 or in the 70s throughout our entire 10-day outlook with a chance for rain. Some more unsettled weather does come in here next week. No big systems, I think, meaning no massive systems that sweep through our area with big thunderstorms. I think we just have shower chances, maybe some rumbles of thunder Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and into Friday, maybe another one on Sunday there. Either way, you'll see these rain chances floating around 30-40%. And if something does become more potent, yes, we could bump up a rain chance there. But just be aware that next week is looking a bit more unsettled. It's not going to be a complete washout, but it is going to be more unsettled. So just be ready for